Reaper is a friend of mine. Reaper is my friend. Reaper is a friend of mine. I have a friend in Reaper. Reaper is a friend of mine. Reaper is my friend. Reaper is a friend of mine. I'm gonna go and get my little sack of weed. I'm gonna go and smoke my weed to get my THC. I've heard things before, like ice and laughing gas. Nothing does the thing for me like grass.
Hey fellas, how's it going? McCheese back here with the Week 6 recap. Sorry I couldn't do this last week. Troby's Weak Sauce filled in for me, posted an awesome video. Looks like it only had about 8 views before I got taken down. Unfortunately, Troby had a South Park clip at the end of it, and now he's being sued by Viacom. So, we're all in this together, guys. It's not an easy job posting these things. So, if anybody knows anybody, let's try to help Troby out here. I thank Troby for posting that. We're going to try to get it reposted without the South Park violation at the end of it. It was a really good video, a little workout session from Troby. Lots of Pat's talk in it. So once he gets that posted up, please do us all a favor and give it a watch. Troby worked pretty hard on it. Again, I thank him for filling in. I'll be in Boston next week for a training, so Curly, I might hit you up for some Sunday football. Not sure what time I'm leaving, but I'll be down in Plymouth, not really close to you, but if I'm out there, maybe the Funday Tube or Capozzi or Curly, maybe some of us get together to watch some games. That being said, let's get on to the Week 6 recap. Speaking of Capozzi, you got the blowout of the week. Big game for you. Russell Wilson stepped up. DeMarco Murray, 22 points. Greg Olsen, monster game down in Carolina, game-winning touchdown, 22 points, was the top scoring tight end this week. LeGarrette Blunt, I was thinking about it. The first blunt I ever smoked was with Capozzi. I don't know if he really rolled it or if he emptied it out and filled it in, but that thing was a fucking monster. That was a G-finger, Capozzi. Emmanuel Sanders, big game. So your guys, they haven't been performing most of the year, but they did this week. So good job. That was your high points for the year, Capozzi. You beat Inky's All-Stars 131-94. Capozzi goes to 2-4. Inky falls to 2-4. Inky 94 points, not breaking the 100-point barrier yet again. I know you did last week, but not this week. Eddie Lacy, I was trying to trade for him all week from you. You didn't want to bite. You were thinking about it. Sunday morning, declined the trade. Thank you for doing that. It didn't really help me out either, as I lost too. But Eli got you 14. Monster game for Chris Ivory, 29 points. Jimmy Graham finally showed up, decided to play, got you 16. Season low for AJ Green's been a stud for you. He only got you 5 this week. You had James Starks on the bench at 25, but it'd be pretty hard to start Starks over Lacy. With what we knew going into the game, no injury news out of Lacy. I don't know if he's banged up or what, but it's like he was playing that much. Every time I looked up, Starks was running down the field. I started Lacy in DraftKings. I won some money, but I would have won a lot more if I kept flipping back and forth between starting Lacy and Gronk or starting Olsen and Foster. It definitely would have been better starting Olsen and Foster. Still won like $100. Put up 40, and I got 140 in my account. So if you guys haven't done it, give it a shot. And I talked to a few of you guys about it. I know some of you do it, but it's fun. You don't have to put up a lot of money, but I put $100 in the year and just let it roll. So I'm up to 140 now. Fun stuff. On to the high points of the week. The Soundseed Choir rolling. Another big week out of you. Blake Bortles. Nice pickup and start out of Blake. 35 points from Blake Bortles. Torrey Smith from San Fran got you 16. Shady McCoy finally had a good game. Got you 18 points. Got your first rounder. T.Y. Hilton got you 15. You had Steve Smith Sr., the old man on the bench with 22, but it didn't matter. You still got 132 points, defeating Down a Chiclet, who scored 119. Seed moves to 3-3. Down a Chiclet falls to 2-4. It's 4 straight losses for Down a Chiclet. Sunday morning, I saw a post from Kevin in the Yahoo app that says, all of a sudden, my team looks pretty D's. D's, D-E-E-Z. Yeah, man. Andy Dalton, big game, 31 points. Edelman, 13. Alshon Jeffrey finally showed up with 24. Lynch got you 12. Pretty good game for you. If you had Martavis Bryant in your lineup, hey, maybe you could have taken out high points. But you didn't start Bryant. He had 28.5 points on the bench. He spent $60 on Sharkandrick West in your waivers, blew that waiver budget. I can't say it was a bad move. I bid 47 on him, but he got you 2.5 points, not even. So maybe a wait and see approach with Sharkandrick West. 3 of your 4 losses, Kevin, have come when the team you're playing has scored their highest score of the year. So you kind of run into some bad luck there, but like I said, 4 straight losses. I remember you were 2-0. You said you were the worst 2-0 team in history, and now it's starting to play out a little bit. So maybe you can get things turned around. With Alshon back, he looked like a monster in Chicago there. So it looks like he'll be scoring some points. Romo should be back in a few weeks. Maybe you can turn things around. Andy Dalton's been huge for you. I don't know if you're going to really plug Romo in over Dalton, but, it's the decisions you got to make. Moving on to yours truly, Mary McCheese, falling to Mondo Vision, 118 to 103. I needed 20 points out of Jordan Matthews on Monday night, and he got me 5. So way to go, Jordan. Really, really proud of you. Really stepping up for me. Thanks a lot, pal. Rogers got me 27. Foster got me 20. Le'Veon Bell only got me 11. I had John Brown on the fucking bench Sunday around 12:15. I said, fuck, I'm going to put Ty Montgomery in over John Brown. That was a real bright decision there, McCheese. Way to go. Real fucking smart. Mondo Vision, another solid week. 5 in a row for Mondo Vision. Palmer got you 23. DeAndre Hopkins was the high wide receiver, scoring you almost 31 points. Joe Bernard got you 15. Barnage, I fucking dropped that asshole. You picked him up. Scored 17 versus me. Like I said, 5 in a row for Jake. That was his lowest running back output of the year with only 24 points, but didn't matter. He played mixed stink cheese and got the win. So, you're moving to second place. So watch out for Mondo Vision. Tied for first, basically the record. Second due to points, but you're right there. Speaking of tied for first place, that's because Captain Curl's crew could not handle Troby's weak sauce this week. Big week from Troby's weak sauce, 117 to 103. Troby's weak sauce moves to 3-3. Finally got that big game out of Andrew Luck, scoring just under 40. Julio got you 11. Cobb got you less than 5. That's back-to-back weeks and not a ton of production out of those guys, but it was enough to win the last 2 weeks. Lamar Miller got you 21. Landry Jones got you 14. Not Landry Jones. That Landry kid from Miami. I forget his first name. Denver D, the highest scoring defense of the week with 17 points. You had Marvin Jones on the bench with 21. Could have a lot of teams could have had high points this week. This is the first time I've seen like that where they started this guy over that guy. It was a clear shot to getting high points. I don't know if I would recommend starting Marvin Jones over Randall Cobb, but it was a possibility. It was out there. Good job, Troby, stopping that train, stopping that ship. Captain Curl's crew was shipping. What do you drive it? You don't drive a boat. What do you do? Man a boat? Captain a boat? Captain a boat. Sinking Captain Curl's crew this week. Big game out of Brady. OBJ got you 14 on Monday night. You needed like 30 to catch Troby on Monday night, and Beckham had that touchdown on that first drive, and I was getting a little worried for Troby, but didn't do much the rest of the game. Jeremy Hill got you 14, pretty solid. Gronk got you 12.5, but you got a big old goose egg out of Atlanta defense. That's tough. Had Moncrief on the bench with 15. Curly, you had that embarrassment of riches for a while. He made some moves. We'll get to those a little later. I don't know, man. You may have may have shot yourself in the foot a little bit. I know having the Brady Gronk combos will pay off most weeks. I'm kind of rooting for you to fall back a little bit. Hopefully, I can catch you either in points. I don't know if I can catch you in record, but your team's still very solid with Gronk and Brady and all those guys you got. Speaking of pretty solid teams. Neither of them I'm going to mention next are that solid, but Trey's Funday Tube moved to 3-3, beating John the Revelator, who's also 3-3, beating 102-80. Trey's Funday Tube has the second least amount of points in the league this year with 584 points. Another team could have had high points this week. Started Sam Bradford, got you 14, but had Matthew Stafford with a big 47 points on the bench. That's a tough one. Stafford had a rough week last week, but definitely bounced back huge this week. Calvin, monster game, 25 points. Antonio Gates, big week last week, big week this week. He was the reason you beat me last week, so you can go fuck yourself. Keenan Allen, big game. I think he got hurt at the end, a hip flexor. I don't know what's going on with him. You had the highest wide receiver total of the week with 50 points. A nice job there. You had a lot of points on your bench. You had Travis Benjamin, 13 points. Ronnie Hillman with 13. Decker with 11. So depth for your team is looking pretty good. Team's moving in the right direction. John the Revelator, you're up and down, man. You had a 3-game win streak snapped here. Drew Brees got you 22. Allen Robinson, where the hell did you get that guy? That's where you got him from me. Got you 16. Weak performance out of running backs. Peterson got you 7. Hyde got you 6.5. Have fun with Carlos Hyde. He's got a rough schedule coming up. That's why I was very happy to unload him on you. But I'm sure he'll come back to bite me like every fucking other player does. Julius Thomas, I don't know if it's a season debut, but first big game, got you 16 points. So 80 points was the low for the week out of John the Revelator. You've had a couple of those, but as of late, you're 3-1 in your last 4 games. So keep up that good work there. And the funniest matchup of Sunday Funday history, hands down, was Pardon Me, I Farted defeated my Balzac Ertz. Pretty funny team names, guys. I did see those posted in funny team names at the beginning of the year, but glad you guys got to put them together. Glad you guys got to face each other this week. So the guy who farted beat the guy whose sack hurts him, 128-115. Aiken, 2 wins in a row, making some moves, guy. Good job. Called you out enough weeks in a row, you're finally making some moves. 1-2 in a row, you're 2-4 now. My Balzac Ertz has lost 2 in a row. Oh, surprise, surprise. The guy doesn't make any moves, sticks with the old guys. Now his team's not doing so hot. What have I been telling you? Pardon me, I farted. Who's that? Devontae Freeman, best player in the NFL. Has been on 3 different teams. Now he's on your team. Good fucking job, guy. Mark Ingram, 19 points. Nice acquisition. Eifert got you 10. Those are the 3 guys you just traded for. I got you 40, 50 points this week. Good job. Matt Ryan got you 27. Demarius had a decent game of 15. I don't know what's going on in Denver. Not a lot of people are scoring up there, but you had Melvin Gordon with under 2 points in your starting lineup. You had a ton of help on your bench. Reader, Phillip Rivers, 38 points, passed for like 700 yards and completed 96 passes, and San Diego still lost. Antonio Brown, somebody's missing Big Ben badly. His name's Antonio. He got you 2.9 points. Reader's on the Marshall plan. I was on the Marshall plan back in the day. You know what I'm talking about, guy. 17 points. Matt Forte got you 20. Somebody else got you 11, but Reader got engaged. Congratulations. I see pictures posted. I don't see a ring on her finger. I got one. It's usually part of the deal. I'm sure you worked something out. Sorry I missed the engagement party. That was 4 days after you got engaged. It's tough. I need a little more notice on stuff like that. I saw you posted in the league page asking if we started the year with first downs as a category. Actually, we started that last year, so 23 weeks later, you finally caught on. Way to go, guy. So guys, half point for a touchdown rushing, half point for a first down receiving, and a quarter point for a first down passing. It's been in place since last year. So if you didn't know that, it just shows you're really not paying attention and you really don't give a shit. We had some trades go down the last couple weeks. Some decent ones in order from when they happened. Curly traded Chris Johnson to Latano for Tyler Eifert. Pretty fair trade. You filled some needs for both teams. I traded Carlos Hyde and Allen Robinson, two like my 5th and 6th round picks or 4th and 6th round picks, to Sal for Cam Newton and Charles Clay. Some needs I needed. I got Rodgers, but I got him coming up on a bye. I was kind of looking ahead. And I needed a tight end. I picked up that Barnage guy. And I was a little shady about him. Got Clay and dropped him. Mondo Vision picked him up, and he fucking fucked me in the ass this week. So, way to go, Jake. Nice pickup there. And then maybe the biggest trade of the year this year in the league. DA making some moves. Traded Gronkowski and 2 bums, CJ Spiller and Darren McFadden, for 3 every week starters and the number 1 player in fantasy football, Devontae Freeman, Tyler Eifert, and Mark Ingram. So Curly had that depth and wanted to upgrade at tight end. He did what he wanted to do. Aiken team wasn't doing that great and he needed to make some moves. He made them, and hey, worked out for DA for sure. Curly's probably second guessing a little bit, but he did what he had to do, and his team's still very solid, very deep. But maybe Curly got a little cocky and maybe what he thought he'd do. So time will tell on that. Again, Trovy's being sued by Viacom, so if anybody can help out with that, let's help him out. I did a little exercise because Jake had posted in the league, and I have heard from some other people that there's nobody on waivers, there's nobody out there. I did this week 2, I think, and it didn't quite turn out this way, but I just went through all the free agents from last week, people that were available, and Hoyer and Fitz scored 35 and 33 points. Again, are those guys you're going to pick up and start and play? Probably not. Running back's definitely weak. McCluster had 11. Langford, the guy in Chicago, had 10, and Bruce Miller had like 1 long play for San Francisco. So McCluster had 11, and Langford Miller had 10. Wide receivers, Lance Moore had 19. Stephon Diggs had 16. Riley Cooper, the racist, had 14, and Michael Floyd had 13 at the wide receiver position. On the defensive side of the ball, Miami scored 25, and Philly scored 20. I said Denver was the highest scoring defense. That was the highest scoring defense played, but there was New Orleans had 19, so there's 3 defenses right there that would have been the highest in the league. And kickers, Boswell had 17, and Dawson had 16. So, the combination of those guys, you could have had high points this week off of the waiver wires. So they scored easily over 140 points. If you had all the top guys were like 152 or something like that. So there's people out there. I get it. Nobody's gonna pick up Brad fucking Miller and start him, but there are people out there. It's hard to predict. It's fucking fantasy football. That's why I play it. It's a good time. On that note, I think I'll leave us with the choir. There was something else I wanted to mention, but I can't really remember what it was. Have fun, get back, start your lineups, make moves, get those waiver claims in, and shoot for those high points every week.
Reaper is my friend.
Highly suggested.
I have a friend in Reaper. Reaper is a friend. Reaper is my friend. Reaper is a friend of mine. I'm gonna go and get my little sack of weed. I'm gonna go and smoke my weed to get my THC. I've heard things before, like ice and laughing gas. Nothing does the thing for me like grass. Reaper is a friend of mine. Reaper is my friend. Reaper is a friend of mine. I have a friend in Reaper. Reaper is a friend of mine. Reaper is my friend. Reaper is a friend of mine. I've got a little bag of Acapulco gold. I take my little bud of ganja, stick it in a bowl. I'm making me a spliff out of a pinch of Mary Jane. I just wish I could get some purple haze. Reaper is a friend. Reaper is my friend.
See you next week, guys.